Okay, so I've probably been doing this for over 13 hours or so, but over a course of 3 days. And I think I've got one more row to do. I only have a couple dreadlock extensions left, so I'll have to make some more if I choose to do a full head, but well over half is done now. Backcombing my hair as much as possible and then attaching the dread extension with a crochet hook and just threading it through, and I'm doing this on every single one, just making sure that my hair is completely backcombed as much as I can, so it will prevent it from shrinking as much as it did last time, because I could probably have backcombed them a little bit more with the last set. So lesson learned, backcomb as much as you can to prevent them from shrinking so much. I can't wait until it's done. Just a couple more to go. Okay, so it took me 3 days to finish the dreadlocks. I did attach extensions to every single one. There is 45 dreadlocks altogether, and I'm just so happy that it's done. That whole process, it felt like forever, but now I've got my partial head of dreadlocks. I need to dye some more dreadlock extensions if I do want to do my whole head. I did say I wanted to do my whole head, but at the moment I've got partial dreadlocks and it comes to the very top of my head. So you can see it's all the way to the top of my crown on here, and then the rest is all loose hair at the front on the sides as well. But when I went to bed last night, and I actually noticed it's a really good feeling sleeping on the side of your head and there is no dreadlocks there, so it's actually quite comfortable having partial head and not having the dreadlocks on the sides here, especially if I was to lie on my pillow. It's just a lot nicer. So the first couple nights getting used to them, I do still have the rubber bands in the sectioning. Sleeping on that for the first couple nights was a little bit uncomfortable, so sleeping on my side was a lot better. I didn't do them like super tight, but I did backcomb each dreadlock as much as I possibly could, so when I do take the rubber bands off, if they do shrink, then it's going to kind of shrink up to the root, if that makes sense. I feel like with my last set I didn't backcomb them enough and I over crocheted them too much, so they got really tight and then they ended up being kind of crispy, you know, near the ends, and then towards the root it wasn't very tight. So over time, as they matured, the tightness got further and further up the dreadlock, but then towards the bottom it was just so hard, and that was just because I over crocheted them too much. So I managed to get them to 1 year old the last set, and I loved seeing them mature, but as soon as I took the dreadlock extensions out, they shrunk so much. So here is my real hair, and then here is where the extension is attached. It's just a lot more fuller, so if it does shrink, it's just going to work its way back up the root and help with the new growth. I hope so anyway. But yeah, I have a few purple extensions on the side, and then I've got the purple extensions on the bottom rows, and then everything else is the turquoise. These dreadlocks are a bit thicker than the ones I made last time. I think I have dreadlock I can show you so you can compare the thickness. Okay, so this is one of the dreadlocks that I have in my hair at the moment compared to the thickness of the dreads from my last, I just got a box of hair right here. So this is the thickness of the dreads I had in my last set, and then this is the thickness of the ones I have now. So see if it can focus. So it is very slightly a little bit thicker. The thing with these ones is because I didn't back comb them enough and I kind of just pushed the hair up a little bit, but when they started to mature all that length, it just went like to half the size, and then they got thicker anyway because I didn't back comb them enough. So now I've back combed the extensions, there is more hair as well, so when they shrink they shouldn't shrink as much. Well, in my mind that made a lot more sense, but when I was putting them in my hair I just made sure that my hair was pushed back and back combed as much as I could. And focusing on the roots as well, so when I do take the rubber bands out, I'm probably going to take all the rubber bands out later today, but I just wanted to keep them gathered together on the sections just to help the hair like stay in that position for a little bit longer, because if I sleep on them and their rubber bands aren't there, then it's just going to end up being quite messy and I'll have to do more maintenance, and I don't want to do that. So I want to try and leave these dreads alone, let them do their own thing. But I'm so happy with them, and it's nice to get up in the morning and not worry about brushing my hair. I mean, yeah, I had to brush this bit, but I can just run my hand through it like this and then not worry about the rest. It's just so nice. So because the dreadlocks are thicker, are a little bit more heavy, I found after having the dreads for a year, they just get heavier anyway. As your hair like molts and stuff, it just stays within the dreadlocks, so they do eventually get heavier as time goes on. The only way I can fix that would be like to take the extensions out, so hopefully when my hair gets like really long and the dreads end up being like all the way down here, then they're just going to be all natural and then I can take the extensions out, but that's like a long way away. But I'm so happy it's done. I wanted to record the whole process for you, but it just took so long, like 3 days. Can you imagine having my camera on for 3 days straight? I really want to get a GoPro camera. I don't know why I can't say it, GoPro camera, and then I can just leave it on the side and do everything I want to do and show you all the footage and stuff. So, and like speed it up. I think that'd be really cool. But that's for future events. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys my hair, and I'm in love with it. I can't wait to put really cute headbands in and wear like headscarves, put little accessories in there, and I'm really looking forward to putting some beads in. These cute like crystal beads in there. I got these ones on eBay, they were like really cheap, but these are blue and purple crystal beads. So it's gonna look so cute. I just think it's a lot easier for me in my lifestyle. When I had dreadlocks before, I felt like I needed something to play with and to fiddle with, so my hair was like there for me. I think the best thing for me to do is just not to have a crochet hook near me and to just set myself certain times to do the root maintenance and just root maintenance. Like if they get curly and loopy and stuff, that's fine, that's what dreadlocks do. Like dreadlocks are meant to go all like bumpy and lumpy, and I'm really looking forward to seeing all the bumps and lumps, because that was my favourite time when the dreads started to shrink and all these loops and bumps were forming. It was just really nice to see. So hopefully now they're thicker and they've been backcombed more, the maturing process shouldn't take as long. The last ones, they seem to have got to about 6 to 8 months old and nothing happened. Like they just weren't maturing very well. And I keep reading things online and people say they wash them a couple of times and they're already like really matured. So we'll see about that. I'm just so happy with it. I'll give you another look. I'm debating whether to put a couple more on the top row here, just so it will be all the way up, so the whole back of my head is completely covered. The only thing that's stopping me doing this little bit is when I do run my hands through them, I will be able to get all that loose hair and just, you know, brush it away straight away. Because if there was dreads like right on the top here and I go like this, then my fingers probably get caught in them. Does that make sense? Yeah, no, I'm gonna probably leave it like this. What I learned from the last set was because I added each dreadlock onto my head like every couple months, so I had like 15 dreads started. Well, I started off with probably about 10 dreads, then added another 5 dreads like a few months later. But the thing that I found with that was they all matured at different rates, and the ones on the bottom ended up being quite hard, And then once all the extensions came out, they all went really hard, but it was just like different processes going up my head. So now they've all been installed at the same time. We can see them mature at the same time as well, so I'm not gonna have like one really hard one and then one really soft one. So I've made sure like a lot of my hair is crocheted into the extension just to make sure it's not gonna fall out. So yeah, that's a sneaky tip for you. But it's just, I'm just excited. Like, I'm excited talking about it because I know I have a lot to come and it's just going to be really, yeah, it's going to be really good. And they're my favourite colours as well, so turquoise and purple. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you found it helpful. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, go subscribe for more, and I will see you lovelies very soon. Bye guys. Okay.